what's the deal with Easter? No, really, what's the point? With rabbits, chicks, and leaping lambs, doesn't it all seem out of joint? Christmas has it wrapped up with Santa and his maids, and they've nailed down the 25th. They don't shift around their dates. You know what you're getting with Christmas, those cozy festive nights, but not much changes around Easter. There's no pretty fairy lights. You don't get a nice nativity. There aren't really Easter hits. No shopping frenzy or Easter trees. Kind of feels like it's missing some key bits. Then alongside these baby animals, there's also a magic bunny. But does he really take eggs all the way around the world or just save them all up for his tummy? It all seems a little confusing, right? Have you figured out what's going on? And if we told you it's based on someone's death, doesn't that celebration just seem kind of wrong?
Well, here's the thing. There may be a death, but it's all about what happened next. The person they killed didn't stay in the grave. He was gone when his friends went to check. Risen again? What does that mean, and how can that even be? Well, this person was God as well as a man, and this event changed all history. But let's start right at the beginning with the good old nativity. That little baby who was born in a stall grew up and lived his life perfectly. He healed the sick, he fed the poor, showed compassion to those in pain. But the people in charge were scared of his power and wanted to put an end to his fame. So they tortured him, they murdered him, they hung him on a cross. And right then, when he was dying, to the world it looked like the ultimate loss. But God had known that this day would come. It was even part of his plan. To rescue the world from their sin and despair, it would only take this one man.
You see, man was lost, away from God, like sheep who'd gone astray. When Adam and Eve ate the fruit, their perfect world began to give way. They chose to turn their backs on God and tried to do life on their own. But separation from God would cost the world, so from there the cracks started to grow. Brokenness, selfishness, hurt, and shame spread like a virus into the earth. We see people in pain, unsure who they are, and struggling with self-worth. When all along they were made by God to be his children who he adores. If only we knew the depth of his love. It's unconditional, not defined by our flaws.
Well, God didn't want to leave things that way. We're too precious in his sight. So he sent his son to earth as a sacrifice to make wrongs right. Jesus, he came to rescue us. He's our Savior from above, given up by his Father as the ultimate act of love. The cross, it was the turning point, the finish line, the end. The point at which for our sinful ways, Jesus would make amends. As he took the punishment and suffered in our place, he opened up our lives to be filled with God's love and abounding grace. Our shame and our pain was buried as he went to the grave, and in its place, freedom, joy, and a new life were the gifts that he gave. As he rose again, he came back to life, defeated death on that third day. Our lives were given a fresh new start, a chance for the past to be washed away.
So what does that mean for today, and how does this link to the bunnies? Well, Easter is all about new life and freedom from our pain and our worries. In choosing to trust and follow him, he gives us a fresh start at life, peace from God and power from on high to deal with the world's pain and our everyday strife. So maybe there is something to Easter. Maybe there's even something in it for you. This Easter, realize there's always hope. It doesn't matter what you've done or still do. Fresh starts and new beginnings are what Easter's all about. So don't feel like you're stuck feeling broken, because with Jesus there's always hope and a way out.